Lolo Falava, Womajika, and welcome to The Bench Spoon, brought to you by Thorn Harbour Health. Now, food plays a really important part in our culture traditions. Food can bring you comfort, it can bring people together, and it can definitely tell a story. Now, food is a universal love language where we get to share the rest of the world our culture. My name is Miss Catalina, and I'm your host.
Hi, I'm Stone Motherless Cold. I'm 22 years old. I'm an Aranda folk. I've been living in so-called Melbourne for 4 years. And I'm a drag artist. So my dad's Aranda. I was born in Alice Springs. My mum's family is white and my stepdad is Cook Islander. So I've had a lot of interesting influences.
We have a very special guest, the one and only Stone Motherless Cole from the Motherless House. Welcome,
Hello, Miss Catalina.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming. So I'm excited. What are we cooking today?
Today we're making Karo.
Karo.
Yeah.
Is that how I say it?
Yes.
Wow, beautiful. So tell me, what is this dish that you...
It is coconut bread.
Yeah.
Coconut bread.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
It's bread that is soaked
Yeah.
in coconut cream
Yeah.
and it's a dessert and it's lit and it takes up half my plate most of the time.
Oh, wow. And tell me about these ingredients. It looks really simple and easy to make.
It's like so simple.
Yeah.
3 ingredients. Vegan.
Only 3?
Only 3.
Wow.
That's all I could really carry here, but it's fine because that's all we need.
Okay. And tell me, what ingredients do you have?
So you just need some plain flour.
Plain flour.
You need some sugar and you need coconut cream.
Okay. And can you substitute that for, because I'm actually gluten-free, can you use gluten-free flour?
You can use gluten-free flour.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Beautiful. And that's all. So I guess it's time to start cooking.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. So what do you need first?
First, let's turn on the oven.
Oh, turn on the oven. Yes.
Preheating it to 200 degrees.
Okay, 200 degrees. Yep, there we go.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Now, we're going to get our flour. We're going to start making the bread.
Okay, beautiful. This bowl's big enough for you?
Yes.
Okay.
So, we're going to get 500 grams of flour, which
Okay.
is 4 cups.
Who taught you how to make this dish?
So, I watched it from my nana.
Yeah.
And anytime that there was a family get together,
Yeah.
birthdays, weddings, blah, blah, blah. This is what she would make. And this is the one that I would be most interested in. As a vegetarian, I couldn't
Yeah.
eat a lot of the meat that was in like the Cook Islander dishes.
Oh, okay, so this is a Cook Island dish?
Yes,
Oh,
this is a Cook
beautiful.
Islander dish.
Yeah.
My dad is Cook Islander.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. And what is your actual background?
So I'm Aranda from Mbandoa, so Alice Springs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. And in this dish here, is this something that you have as a side dish, or is it a dessert, or can you have it for breakfast? But it sounds divine.
You can have it for leftovers. As you know, as most like big meals are made, there's going to be heaps of leftovers. So this is the one that I'll
okay.
probably go to first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
like probably hungover.
Wow.
'cause
So
it's
this is
just
a good
bread.
hangover meal.
Oh yeah, it's just bread and coconut cream. I don't know how it could be a bad one.
A hangover from too much coffee.
Yes, coffee,
Yes.
coffee. Growing up in a non-Indigenous family was a bit confusing. I still had colour around me. I still grew up in a family with POC. My stepdad and his family are from the Cook Islands, from Rarotonga, but unfortunately, I haven't grown up with a personal Indigenous or Aranda influence growing up with me. Food was a really big part in my family. My mom and my nana and my aunties, they would spend a few days before the gathering, before the birthday, before the ceremony or the reception or whatever, spend a few days beforehand making the food, preparing the food,
organizing the food, talking about the food. I got bored of hearing about the food, but obviously got really excited when the food was made. In a Cook Islander family, when there's like 50 cousins that just rock up, and then there's like all these aunties and uncles, and there's mamas and nanas and papas and a bunch of people that you've maybe heard of like once on the grapevine, and then you're like, we're gonna be feeding all these people. So no one's sitting at the table because the table is just chock-a-block with food. Everyone's sitting in the lounge room or pretty much wherever they can sit in the house, talking, eating. Food's, a time of gathering, time of family and loved ones gathering, eating.
Tell me about this Motherless house.
So the Motherless house is a drag family that's based in so-called Melbourne.
Yeah.
I started it a few years ago, just slowly pouring a little bit in. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I started a few years ago because as a queer black fella, I couldn't really relate to a lot of the Melbourne drag scene and was feeling really excluded. And so was like, I want some drag friends. I want people to come to the club with me. So pretty much I had to make my own drag friends.
Oh, wow.
Constructing them bit by bit.
Yeah.
So I got heaps of friends, most of my queer friends that were like interested in makeup and drag, and they were like, maybe I want to perform one day, and they'll like be really drunk, and then they'd be like, oh, maybe I want to perform someday, and then the next day I'd get them and they'd be like, well, you said this, so now you're in the fam, now you have to do this stuff. More water?
Yeah. Oh, wow. And I've got to also ask you, how many kids do you have in your house?
So I have 5.
5. Beautiful.
At this current point in time, looking for applications. Yeah.
Do they have to be a certain age?
No, they don't have to be a certain age, and also.
Okay. Just asking for a friend.
Maybe there's a limit
friend
now.
Friend.
Yeah. But it's more, and also you don't have to be a drag baby. Yeah, some more water.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. It's just like it's like a drag collective for like us to get together and for us to hang out and for us to be like, yes, we know we have friends in the audience.
Wow.
So you don't have to be like a starting out drag artist. It's really just so you can get like a instant community of friends that do drag.
And you don't have to be, like a professional drag or just starting off. Do you also give them tips or teach them any?
Yeah, look, I mean, I'll give them tips to like what I know.
What you want to share.
What I want to share, yeah. I'll give them some tips. Like I'll tell them that makeup looks crusty or I'll tell them that outfit looks really bad, or I'll tell them the bad things and then they can figure out the good things themselves.
And I've got to also ask you, because I want to know, because it is kind of new, not new, it's always been around, but with the pronouns. Because our community is still getting used to it, but I've got to ask you, what is your pronouns?
So my pronouns are they, them.
They, them.
What are your pronouns?
She, her.
She, her. Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
No, you're welcome. And so your pronouns are they, them. And what,
they, them, and she, her in drag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Now you do identify as non-binary.
Yes, I identify as non-binary, queer, who knows? I just know it's in the they, them these days, and we're gonna probably be around there.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does non-binary mean to you, or how can you explain to those who are still learning about our community, about non-binary?
Yeah, for sure. So I can only personally speak for myself, but I could never, growing up, always struggled to relate to the really strict gender binary. Growing up in a very Western Australian kind of household, so the gender binary was very there, and I just couldn't really relate to it. So for years, I just knew I was like a really feminine, young boy at the time, and I was like, haha, I get along with all the girls. can't really talk to guys because I just didn't know how to talk to guys still to this day. Yeah. But like all these things, and I was like, I don't know, this is weird, like not really getting it. But then once I started to go to uni and then like getting onto social media and a lot more and seeing that there were like people that weren't in such like a gender dichotomy. Yeah. I was like, oh, this looks fun, this looks lit, they look hot, I want to be hot. So here we are. As a kid, I always knew that I was feminine, always knew that I didn't act like the other boys. And there's like, I had, two very big influences in the family that I was growing up in. I had my mum's side, which was the white Scottish side, and then I had my dad's side, which was the Cook Islander side. So unfortunately, I haven't grown up with an Indigenous thinking of queerness. I've had to learn that myself. Being queer in the family that I grew up in was a bit weird. It's very Western influences. So there's a lot of just queer phobia, very femme-phobic. My dad would always be like, "Why are you passing the football like that? Why are you running like that?" A lot of like, what's this? Why are you doing this? Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I don't know. For a lot of my childhood, I was like, it's maybe because for the first 5 years of my life, I only had a mom. So this is why I act feminine. But no, that's just so not the case. That's just who I was. That's how I was born. And my dad's father's sister is trans and has been living as a woman for most of her life. And it was really interesting to hear conversations of how my family talked about her. And I remember the conversations that they had, but this was before I knew that she was trans and what transness was and what queerness was. So they were kind of just talking about her like, they were using he, they were misgendering a lot. So I was like, why, where's the he, and it didn't make sense. And then my mom told me that she was trans, and I was like, oh, okay. And then it all started to click, and then I remember my family talking about it, and then I remember just like the misgendering and then like kind of the little remarks here and there, and I was like, oh, so that's what you're like. So I'm just gonna hold back on this for a while. I was just kind of popping around the scene and had to really drag my non-drag friends to the club and be like, oh, come with me, like I want to see this performance, da-da-da. It doesn't feel good to have to drag your friends out, and they obviously are like, yeah, we'll come. So I would go to club nights and all of them would be white performers. And so as somebody, as as a black fella going into these clubs and being like, I'm just figuring out what this is, or figuring out my sexuality, figuring out my gender and all these things. And then you go into a club where you're like, this is meant to be the place that's for me, that's meant to celebrate me. And then you go up and you see the performers and they're all white and you're like, oh, maybe it isn't for me. So a few years ago, I created the Motherless House, a collective for drag artists in so-called Melbourne to get together and hang out and be friends and do drag. So yeah, I think at that time it was, yes, let's get some drag friends, but it was also maybe a wanting for a drag mother that I could have and relate to. And so kind of did it how a lot of the new generation drag artists do it. And so without a drag mother, but I think I needed that. And I think having a black queer drag mother early on originally would have just helped me get to where I am a lot quicker. The Motherless part of my name and also the collective's name is taken from a statement that my nana said. My grandpa was making a dish, some sort of dinner for her, and she was really late to coming to dinner.
And then she like went to the dinner and it was like not warm anymore. So she was like, what is this? It's stone motherless cold. It's been heated over a candle. And that's just kind of stuck with me.
The look for Motherless House,
Yes.
I noticed that there's an image, there's like a signature look for everyone that belongs in your house.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we've all
Because this
kinda...
look is amazing.
Thank you.
Like it's stunning.
Well, I wake up at 6 o'clock, you know, just for this, just for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the time.
Yeah.
And how long did it take?
Today it took me 2 hours and then like 30 minutes, like rushing out the door. But like, yeah.
I get ready and it takes me 2 minutes. I don't even put makeup on.
Oh yeah, I can tell. You're flawless, flawless. This is gonna be the bread. We want firm but sticky, doughy.
Oh, wow.
And then now we're gonna put it onto the log.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna put some oil down so that, you know, it doesn't
Yeah.
stick and you eat some alf oil. So that's kind of what you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you just put it in there like
And you
that?
just plop it on.
Oh, okay. And then, does it go into a certain shape?
Do you want to just...
Oh, yeah. Well, I've already washed my hands.
Or just like kind of log it.
Log it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just, it's very sticky.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've actually, I'm being Polynesian myself. I've never had this before, and I've had a lot of Polynesian dishes. And then like that?
Yeah, just like that.
And then what do we do? Roll
And
it?
then we're going to put some flour over the top.
Flour.
So hopefully it's
Just
going to
flour?
get some just like crispiness on the top.
Yeah. Okay. And do you like that?
Yeah, just sprinkle it.
And
So we're going to wrap it up like a
Wrap it
little parcel. So
like a
one
little
by
parcel.
one.
Oh, one by one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very detailed. Like that?
I'm going to make it pretty, make it aesthetic.
Okay. Beautiful.
And then...
And what's your favorite dish? Do you have a favorite dish? Like,
I love potato.
oh, you love potato?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any type of potato.
Yeah. Do
So
you
my
have
other option was to make a potato salad.
Oh, okay.
The classic Cook Islander potato salad.
Oh, yes.
But
That's another
I was
good
feeling a
dish.
bit sweet, so I thought I'd make a dessert.
That's another simple, easy dish to
Yeah.
make. The Cook Island salad, potato salad, because it's pink, isn't it?
It's so good.
Yeah. And then how
I
you
missed
do?
it. So I'm just gonna fold it up.
Yeah. And then we put this in the oven.
And I'm just gonna chuck it in the oven.
Can you steam this? Will that do the same thing?
Oh, you could try.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but you could try.
Yeah. Not today.
Not today.
And then
no.
just put it in the oven.
Yeah, just chuck it in.
Okay. And how long for?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Just like that.
A good half hour. To anybody watching right now that's trans, a person of color, and you're feeling particularly vulnerable and lonely right now, yeah, just know that that's a common feeling, a common experience, but what helps with that and what will make you stronger as a person and as a trans person is to find your community, find the people that you love and that love you back, and support yourself with a really strong queer network that love you for who you are. As you grow together as a queer family, you're gonna love and support each other so much differently to your biological family that it's gonna be like, whoa man, yeah. So now that it's in the oven,
Yes.
we're gonna make the coconut cream and sugar mixture.
Oh, yeah. And what do you need for that?
So we just need the bowl.
a bowl.
Yes.
Yes.
And then let's shake the coconut cream up.
Okay. Shake it?
Yeah, shake it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Shake. And then you need
And then 2 tablespoons of sugar.
2 tablespoons. I got sugar here.
Yeah.
Okay. So do I just pour it in there?
Yeah, just pour it in.
Okay. Okay. And do you have a preference for texture of the coconut cream, thick or watery?
So we're gonna put in the sugar and then we'll like whisk it up and then we'll see how it gets at that like
Yeah.
texture.
Okay.
Consistency.
Wow. Just
Yeah.
1
Yeah.
and 2.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're just gonna stir and mix it.
And we'll just...
Okay. And with drag performance. Do you do you reference yourself as a drag artist, drag queen, or performance artist?
I guess first of all, I would call myself a drag artist.
Drag artist, okay.
One, because that's more inclusive of other drag artists. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you're going to be like, hey, other drag artists want to help me out, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You're calling out to the whole community. Most people are just like, hey, I need a drag queen. And then it's like, oh, what about drag
drag
kings?
queen.
What about non-binary
yes.
performers? What about all those other people? So it's just more inclusive language, including all drag performers, not just queens.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, I'm a drag artist.
Drag artist, yes. I have to remember that one.
But then, like, I can also see my style and what I do is a drag queen.
Yeah.
Like, I lip sync to, you know, feminine songs and do that. So I can see myself ticking off the
Yes.
drag queen things as
Yeah.
well.
Okay. And with a drag artist or drag queen, can anybody be regarded, like, does it all have to be gay men or?
Oh, God, no.
No?
Take them away.
Oh, okay.
There's so many of them there already. It's so oversaturated. So we're gonna take this out.
Okay, so we'll get a tea towel. Here we go. And that's the coconut mixture.
That's coconut mixture with the sugar.
So do we need another bowl to pour that in, or do you just pour it in?
we're
here?
just gonna pour it in.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll leave that there just in case we need it.
Okay, so we're gonna open up our little parcel.
Yeah.
Cool. So now that it's nice
Yes.
and still hot, we still want it to be really hot. We're just gonna tear chunks out,
Okay.
bite-sized chunks.
Yeah.
And then gonna put it in there.
And then do you just soak it like that and
Just leave it in there. Soak it up.
eat it straight away?
You can eat it straight away if you want the bread warm, or if you want more of like a solidy one. You can have it like when it's colder.
Oh,
and
okay.
and like I know it gets hot, like weirder. It's all different textures at different times,
okay.
so it's like switch it up, find what you like.
Yeah. Longer you leave it, it tastes better, or just has a different taste?
Well, you know, it gets to get more of the coconut milk in, coconut cream in. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's ready. I can eat it like that. 'cause
Yeah, that's-
I'm dying to get into
Oh
it.
yeah.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yum.
I'm ready. Oh, wow.
The coconut cream jumps out.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is stunning. That's like dumplings.
Oh yeah. I can see that.
So yummy. And that cooked perfect. It's like,
The right consistency.
yeah. It's like bread.
It's like, you know, when you said, can you steam it? I was like, that's kind of what it looks like anyway when you cook it, because it doesn't have, it's just flour and doesn't have the stuff that makes it rise and make it fluffy. So
Yeah.
it kind of looks like it's been steamed anyway.
Yeah. That is so
Yeah.
stunning. Well, I've got to say this. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Visiting us at the Bent Spoon. And it was an honor to have you.
Oh,
Thank you for coming, my love.
thank you. Thanks for letting me share this meal with you and your kids.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh man, I've forgotten everything. Thanks for tuning into In the Bent. No. Thanks for coming to the Bent Spoon, where I got to make my fidal Karo with Miss Catalina. If you enjoyed it, you can check out the recipe at the Thorn Harbour Health website. Be gay.